I oh wee. What do we have here? Got a nice little dim going on. Ain't too bright, ain't too dark. Y'all can see me, right? Yeah, let's get it in. Man. Hold up. We got some conversation today. Oh, man, hold up. Welcome to Buckles Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Seabends. Shout out to everybody in the Bucs community. Agree to disagree. Do not hate each other. Ooh-wee. Where should I start at today? How's everybody day been? Hump day. Wild Out Wednesday. I just got back in from working on my truck, my 1998 Chevy Tahoe. Doing some troubleshooting, correcting some things. Got my courtesy lights working. All the lights. Front, back, and tailgate area. Dome light. Troubleshooted some door actuators. Some window regulators. Window motors, which is the passenger side rear. Feels good to accomplish something, right? It feels good to accomplish something. Yes, my truck is 25 years old. It's a classic. Everybody wants the box Chevy, the OBS, the original body style. I'm not selling it. I'm restoring it. I wouldn't say a major restore, but a slight restore. One day y'all see it. Those of you that know me, I've been with that truck since I had this channel. So I had that truck in 2004. I bought the truck in 2004. I like to work on cars. I like working on cars. I have an engineering mindset. No, actually, James, it's so I got my entire brake system done, changed out. Brake lines, well, I can say tire brake system, but brake lines, brake pads, calipers, rotors, right? All the brake lines were replaced. The drums, the shoes, the wheel cylinders for the rear, all replaced. I had got my transmission done, remanufactured. Fuel pump, TBI, fuel injection, 5.7. Got that replaced. I did my entire AC system except for the heater core. So my brake system, the only problem now is the ABS control module, which is right next to the brake booster. Let me stop. I can talk about vehicles too. See, I'm very versatile, folks. I don't just work on computers. I can work with my hands. I can do electric work. I can do carpentry. I can do carpet. I can do plumbing. I can work on vehicles. I can work with the internet. I'm very versatile. I can play football. I can play basketball. I can bowl. I can skate. I can shoot pool. I'm very versatile. Let's just say it. Anyway, let's get down to the news. Now, let me start out like this. I got to start out with the unfortunate news. Today at the Bucs and Jets joint practice, Bucs receiver in his second year with the Bucs, Russell Gage, had an unfortunate injury to his knee. He's out for the season. It was a major injury. Todd Bowles spoke on it. Mike Evans spoke on it. Chris Godwin spoke on it. I didn't see the video on how it happened, but that's unfortunate. I don't wish any injuries on any player, Bucs or any other team in the NFL. I don't hate no player in the NFL. I might not like them on the field as far as how they play, but nothing personal against any player in the NFL. Let me make that clear before I get into my spiel about the Gage injury more in depth. I didn't do any foreshadowing yesterday about Russell Gage, but I kind of did, kind of didn't. But I didn't want to do this. I didn't wish this happened. But you know, it's a part of the game. Next man up. And we'll get to the next man in a second. Let me go back to Russell Gage. With this injury, I believe his tenure for the Bucs is pretty much over. Let me repeat that. I don't see Gage coming back to the Bucs. And it's unfortunate that it had to happen like this, because they paid this man quite a bit of money. And his production mixed with the money didn't add up. And now add the injury. It was a 3-year deal, $30 million, $20 million guarantee. It was restructured to lessen the hit and to gain some of that money back via incentives. That won't happen. And the Bucs do have a history of having these type of signings. You overpay for a guy that you shouldn't have. And I am not here to bash Russell Gage, but I got to give you the truth. He was overpaid. And this makes the situation even worse. And for those of you that like to use this word, worser, but worse. And it's sad. He's a veteran guy. He's not terrible, but I didn't think he was all what he was hyped up to be. He wasn't worth the money. ACL and knee injuries, period. We had this happen to 2 guys last year. Well, actually, 3 guys. Ryan Jensen, Aaron Stinney, Shaq Barrett. Knee injuries are not good, especially for any high-level sport, football, basketball, baseball. It's hard to recover. It usually takes you 2 years to kind of get back to normal. And at Russell Gage's point of his career, he'll be able to bounce back. It will be with another team. I don't see him with the Bucs in 2024. 3-year, $30 million, $20 million guaranteed. So I look at it as a 2-year deal, $20 million, $10 million a year. And they restructured it a little bit. And I'll give you the numbers in a second. I'll give you the numbers. Russell Gage contract, the effect on the Russell Gage injury, how it affects the Bucs, and what's the cap hit for the Bucs. I know some of you probably wondering. Injuries first. We wish him well. We wish him the best in recovering. Get well soon, Russell Gage. But I have to give it to you. The Bucs are already paying $75 million in dead money. $35 million to Tom Brady. Thanks a lot, Tom. $7.9 million Donovan Smith. $6.8 million Lavonte David. Whatever that situation is. According to salary cap. Over the cap. $5 million to Leonard Fournette. $4.9 to Hakeem Hicks. $4.3 to Shaq Mason. $3.9 to Cameron Brate. $3.4 to Julio Jones. $2.4 to William Golson. But I'm not going to count William Golson and Lavonte David. So if you 75 subtract 8, if you subtract Lavonte David and William Golson's dead cap hits, the Bucs are paying $67 million in dead cap money. It's a lot of money. So Russell Gage. Salary cap, 2023 salary cap hit. $4.4 million. 2023 cash payout, $7 million fully guaranteed. Contract rank out of all receivers, out of 403 receivers, his contract is number 33. Out of 400 receivers, his contract is number 30, ranked 33 out of 403 receivers. $4.4 million. That's his cap charge for 2023. Man. And here's the interesting thing. The Bucs push the money down the road. Let me give you some more insight. In 2024, he'll be 28 years old. His dead cap hit for next year, him not being on the team, $6.9 million. Before I go further with this Russell Gage situation, let me give me some shout outs because I see people giving me shout outs. I'm gonna show them some love in return. Jamaica Slater, Family First 04, Big Bucs. What's up, Damian, Desmond, Young Deezy, James, Exclusive Garvey, Putty, L.A., Ajayi. I don't know why I can't get your name correct, but I see you, man. L.A., Tavin Turner, C.J. Ward, Bucs for Life, Jonathan Bruce, Carlos Mosley, Frank Johnson, Matt D. Flormonte? Did I get that right? Uncle Toasty 215, Roy, Jamie Clark, Johnny R. Johnson. Long time no see. It's that time of the year. You got time. You got time, Johnny Johnson. I like that name. Mr. Everything Bucs, cover two quarterback spy. Brent, what's up, buddy? Styles, what it do? Who that? No, don't. There is no who that over here. Ain't no way. Sal, what's up, buddy? Yes, 33rd ranked contract out of 403 receivers. He has the 33rd ranked contract. Numbers don't lie. Beyonce got Raymond James lit, right? I bet it's all sold out. All 63,000 seats filled up for Beyonce. Beyonce. But let's get back to Russell Gage. $6.9 million dead cap hit next year. $6.4 million in cap savings. So that tells you the Bucs pushed the money. The restructure was pushed down the road. In 2025, it's a void year. 2025, 2026, and 2027 is all void years. $3.5 million in 2025, $2.3 million in 2026, and $1.4 million, or $1.1 million in 2027. So Russell Gage will get paid from the Bucs until he's 31 years old. Al's 335. I got you, baby. You made it. Yeah, actually, was it 10 minutes or 15 minutes? But Russell Gage will be getting paid until he's 31 years old. That shows you Jason Light and John Spivak. That contract was terrible. They could have used that money. D-line, O-line, cornerback depth. No, but we're going to pour a lot of money into receivers instead of just drafting and developing. How many times the Bucs going to learn? Deshaun Jackson. Stop it. Y'all want to talk about crypto? You got time. I got time. XRP. Shiba Inu. You got time. You want to talk about crypto or Russell Gage? That contract, the whole layout is terrible. Shout out to Russell Gage and his agent for setting that up. He's going to get paid He's 27 now. He will get paid until he's 31 years old from the Bucs. Woo! That money could have went to multiple areas. O-line, D-line, secondary, specifically side. Nope. Let's put more money into receivers. Bucs gonna learn. You gonna learn, Bucs. You gonna learn, Jason Light and John Spivey. You gonna learn. Stop it. Stop it. That contract looks worse and worse every time. I keep looking at it. It's not good, man. Not good. $15 million was fully guaranteed at contract signing. On the 5th day of the 2023 league year, an additional $5 million will be guaranteed. Shout out to Russell Gage, though. Shout out to ALG335, Alge335. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Super chats are open, folks. You know how this works. Need I say more? I'm not going to go through this again. But yeah, Russell Gage contract. Yikes. Get well, Russell Gage. Eat well. Because you're getting paid. Getting paid. Man, he's going to be chilling. And hey, I know some of y'all talking about cut Russell Gage or get rid of him and all that. You get rid of Russell Gage now, that is a $11.3 million cap hit. You're only saving $6.9 million. Don't do it. You gotta keep him on the roster. Well, not keep him on the roster, but IR. And then before the league year hits in 2024, I think it's in March, you get rid of him and take the dead cap hit. It is what it is. It sucks though. Oh well. Anyways, I didn't, like I said, I didn't see that happen. I didn't jinx Russell Gage. Did I jinx Russell Gage? Did I jinx him? Because I talked about him yesterday. I think I jinxed him. And oh, by the way, if those of you that's wondering what is the Bucs cap space looking like, 31st in the NFL. Or we should go get Jarvis Landry. We should go get a receiver. No. Do not go get any more receivers. It's over with. Man. What you doing, Jason Light and John Spivey? No more receivers. You could have kept Tyler. Exactly. You could have kept Tyler Johnson. Scotty too hotty? Could have kept him. But you got enough right now. You have enough. And what's so interesting is with Russell Gage is from the time he got to the team, injuries. He's been injured the entire time, pretty much like, good Lord. Ouch. That contract is terrible. Even the Shaq Barrett contract. Thanks. Terrible. Good Lord. Mike Evans' cap hit is $23 million. Shaquille Barrett, $21 million. That's your two highest contract on the team. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Your two highest paid players are 30 and up. They're past their prime. Downhill. The Bucs are in a transitional year. Quarterback, O-line, running back, D-line, transitional year. We don't know. Too many question marks to be talking about, oh, we gonna be like that, we built like that. No. Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it really good in that Bills and Eagles games. You're gonna see that really obviously. It's gonna be very clear where the Bucs stand at. Here's the thing about the Bucs. And we'll get to the joint practice in a second. I know what the Chiefs is. I know what the Bills are. I know what the Cowboys are. Right? I know where the Lions and Jaguars heading at, right? I know where the Colts at. I know what the Jets trying to do. I know what the Bengals are. I know what the Bengals look. I know what the Bengals is. I know what they are. I know what type of team they are. I know what the Vikings at. I know what the Dolphins at. I know what the Titans heading at. Bucs, they just like in this limbo abyss land. Like, where are they? They in this limbo land. They are like, we still trying to be really good, and we really not. They know where they at. But do you know where the Bucs at? Keep in mind, folks, as this season go along, some of these games will really tell you where the Bucs sit at, especially at the upper tier teams. Bills, Eagles, 49ers. You're going to see the gap. When you do a gap analysis between those three teams and the Bucs, it's not even close. Need I say more? Understand your expectations. Now let's get down to the Bucs joint practice against the Jets. Some good things. Trey Day, Trey Palmer, barbecue chicken, barbecue sauce, Trey sauced, Sauce Gardner. Yes, a top 10 cornerback. Toasty 60-yard bomb by, guess who? Kyle Trask. Not Baker Mayfield. Mr. Big Play Baker Mayfield. Big Play Baker. Kyle Trask bombs away. No risky, no biscuit. And Trey Palmer was giving the Jets problems all day long. He had the best day out of all receivers. Mike Evans even said it. MVP. Mike Evans even said it. Trey Palmer. Yeah, MVP. 60-yard bomb on Sauce Gardner. When have you heard of Sauce Gardner getting burnt like that? I mean, last year, nobody didn't happen. Sauce Gardner is a top flight cornerback. Better than Carlton Davis, better than Jamel Dean, right away. Off the rip, not even a question. Way better than both of those guys. And Jamel Dean is pretty good. And Carlton Davis is not bad. But Sauce Gardner is 3 or 4 steps better than Jamel Dean and 7 steps better than Carlton Davis. And we got 2 good cornerbacks. Think about that for a second. Sauce Gardner, it's not just me saying this, it's the peers in the NFL. I don't play the game. I just talk about it. But when you got NFL players on other teams, other receivers and defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, Sauce Gardner like that. They don't talk about Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis like they talk about Sauce Gardner around the league. And that's no disrespect to Trey, to Carlton Davis and Trey and Jamel Dean. They're just not on his level. And we'll get to Carlton Davis in a second. Because Sauce Gardner got cooked on that 60-yard bomb. And he also made other plays during the day. Because remember now, Jets also got DJ Reed, another good cornerback. The Jets got a top 10 cornerback duo. The Jets ain't no joke. Defensively, oh no, they ain't no joke. Don't get it twisted. So to see Trey Palmer do that to Sauce Gardner, do you know how much confidence boost that is for Trey Palmer to do that to a top flight cornerback in his second year? Think about it. He's a second year cornerback, and he's a top 10, top 5 cornerback already. I group him in there with that Patrick Surtain Jr., J.C. Horn, Sauce Gardner, those young cornerbacks, those beast mode cornerbacks. They're young and they're hungry and they can play. I like me some J.C. Horn if he can stay healthy. I like Patrick Surtain. Stingley, Derek Stingley Jr., another one. The Bucs got some good cornerbacks. Don't get it twisted. But those young guys, give me those guys. Just keeping it real. But Trey Palmer did that to a top flight cornerback. That should tell you the projection of Trey Palmer. Remember, I'm all in with Trey Palmer because I picked him to get drafted by the Bucs, and he got drafted. In my mock draft, I had him going to the Bucs, and it happened. So I'm all in. Trey Palmer, Yaya Dobby, Sean Tucker, Durham, Payne Durham. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in on those guys. I want to see all four of those guys do exceptionally well. All four guys become starters and high-level players. Payne Durham, Trey Palmer, Sean Tucker, and Yaya Dobby. I'm all in. Oh yeah, Raheem Jarrett. Did I have him in my mock draft too? I think I had him in my mock draft too. Raheem Jarrett. I think I did. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm talking about the guys I picked in my mock draft, and they actually got picked by the Bucs. No disrespect to Cody Mulch and Kalijah Clancy. I hope those guys be high-level players, though. I'm talking about the guys I had my eye on. I'm all in. Chips, all in. So to see Trey Palmer doing that, that makes my thought process even better. It makes me think even better. And how I looked at Trey Palmer at Nebraska and what he did and how I had him going to the Bucs and how he fits with the Bucs, it makes sense. So that gives me a lot of confidence in evaluating talent. And for the last couple of years, I've been doing that. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to get more better. So this draft class, it's going to take me to another level if all four of those guys become starters and do really good. So shout out to Trey Palmer. More than likely, he's going to start. I bet not see they Canales pick David Moore over Trey Palmer. I don't want to see Dave Moore starting week 1. Oh, because he played for Seattle and he's been around Dave Canales. He's there to help the young guys, specifically the Raheem Jarrett and the Trey Palmer and the Tompkins and the Geiger. I don't want to see David Moore starting as number 3 receiver. Trey Palmer better get a ton of snaps from here on out. No disrespect to David Moore. He's been doing pretty decent. He did pretty good at the game this past weekend. But what did I say about young guys? When you have a highly skilled young guy, he's playing well. And you have a veteran guy that's playing, he's not playing bad. But you always go with the young guy because the upside, the ceiling is higher because he's doing it at a younger age. And he can only get better. Do y'all understand what it means to have confidence as a cornerback and a receiver? A young corner and a young receiver? When you do something really good against a high-level player, that should let you know where his ceiling is. He has a high ceiling. He has a chance to be the best receiver on the Bucs. Let me repeat that. He, at this point, if his projection continues to go up, if after today, what happened today, if his arrow continues to go up, he has a high probability to be the best receiver on the Bucs. He might not get a lot of catches, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the opportunity to be the best receiver on the Bucs right away. Right away. By week 9, do not be surprised. That dude is just. Hey, here's the beautiful thing about the situation. He complements Chris Godwin and Mike Evans very well. Because he's faster, he's more shiftier, he's more explosive, but not even close. Not even close when it comes to explosiveness. Trey Palmer can be that guy for the Bucs. And the Bucs need that guy. They need that type of guy. Do not be surprised. As the beginning of the season, it's going to, he might not get a lot of targets and all that because Baker Mayfield is weird and Kyle Trask and his inconsistency and all that. But by the middle of the season, do not be surprised when you turn that tape, or when I'm looking at all 22 and I'm watching Trey Palmer, like, man, they probably should just throw him the ball a bit more. Go back and watch the Nebraska tapes. He was on a bad team. Trey Palmer is him. Trey Day. We have a new day. It's called Trey Day. Shout out to Trey Palmer. He is like that. 4.33. Hands down, he can be that guy. And I'm hoping I hope he turns out like that, to be honest with you. I really hope he turns out to be a high-level player. So him and Yaya Dobby, those two guys could be the gems of the draft class. Let me repeat that. Trey Palmer and Yaya Doobie, Yaya Diaby can be the jewels of the class. Do not be surprised that Trey Palmer and Yaya are the two jewels of the class, the crown jewels. They got overlooked in the draft. Nobody was talking about Yaya and Trey like that. Yaya Diaby, Yaya Diaby. They weren't talking about him like that. They weren't talking about Trey Palmer. Those guys should have been drafted higher. Y'all know it. Those guys should have been drafted higher. Yaya Diablo. D-I-B. D-Ya-B. D-I-B. D-I-B. But do not be surprised. I got my chips in. My chips are all in, folks. Don't get mad at me. Anytime Trey Palmer do something, I'm gonna be like, yep. Anytime Yaya D-I-B do something, I'm gonna be like, 22 years old. 22 years old. He got a chance, folks. He got a chance. I like what I'm seeing early. You know, think about receivers. You can get them in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. Now, in other news in the joint practice, there was some scuffles going on. Levante David was involved with a scuffle. People got hurt. A coach from the Jets, I think the cornerback coach, he got carted off. It was hot. Players aggravated. But on the real, the reports that I'm reading on the Bucs end, there was a lot of talk about Trey Palmer and a lot of talk about the Bucs D-line. Shout out to Anthony Nelson with the pick six and Zach Wilson. Oh my gosh. Zach Wilson is terrible. He ain't it, man. Zach Wilson ain't it. Zach Wilson is not it, man. I saw that pick six. I was like, oh my gosh, he looked right over there. He was so late with the ball. He was overdrafted. I didn't like him in BYU. When I seen him play against Coastal Carolina and look terrible, I was like, national television. I think Coastal Carolina was ranked like in the teens or early 20s. Coastal Carolina was ranked. Grayson and McCall. I like that quarterback. The Bucs need to think about getting Grayson McCall. But when I watched BYU play Coastal Carolina on national TV, two ranked teams, national TV, I think it was Thursday night or Friday night, one of the two. And I watched Zach Wilson against Coastal Carolina defense. I was like, what? And somebody finna take him in the top 5? and the Jets did it. The Jets picked Zach Wilson. Did you not watch him against competent defenses? He wasn't good. You know why he got drafted in number 2? His pro day. You know that little rollout he did and that throw? That's why he went number 2. Because on tape, against good defenses, he didn't do anything. He was terrible. When our teams are going to stop this? Pick it in the top 10. Stop picking these quarterbacks based on what you think. Man, he was terrible. Coastal Carolina, not a bad team at that year with Grayson McCall. I think Grayson McCall would be a good quarterback, in my opinion. Bucs, Grayson McCall. Just saying. Or Michael Penix. Just saying. But yeah. Shout out to Anthony Nelson. Anthony Nelson was waiting on it too. Anthony Nelson just dropped in his zone. Dropped in his zone and picked him off. Easy. But the Bucs D-line as a whole did a very good job based on reports. Now, this is coming from the Jets folks and reading some of the Bucs media members that was out there. The Jets O-line is in question. They got chewed out by Robert Saleh and then turned around, and then today they didn't play well. They don't have the continuity yet. They got mixed signals going on. Now, skill-wise, the Jets are going to be much better offensively than last year. Upgrade over Zach Wilson and the other quarterback they had. I think it was Mike White. So the Jets offensively are going to be better, even with the O-line that's not really good. Mekhi Becton, I don't know what's going on with him. Injuries slowed him down. Tucker, the guard, he's decent. They gotta get some continuity there. But that I am not taking away nothing from the Bucs D-line. The Bucs D-line did what they had to do, and they gave Rodgers a lot of pressure. I think it was 6 or 10 sacks, something like that. Joe Tryon got in there a little bit. Y'all got some pressure. So the Bucs D-line did what they had to do. And somebody made a comment saying that, is the Bucs D-line really that good, or is the Jets O-line really that bad? So I didn't see the whole, joint practice, but I'm going to take a stab at it. I'm going to say it's a mixture of both. I think the Bucs D-line has something to prove, and I think the Jets O-line, based on what the Jets media members and the Jets social media channels talking about, the Jets O-line is a problem. Now, if we can play the Jets 17 times this season, then we might be 16-1 or 15-2. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So I would say it's a mixture of both. Because sometimes and this is from a football perspective, try not to get too caught up, because I'm a fan of my team, but I also understand. I had to do some research when I heard about the Bucs D-line doing all this and doing that. I'm like, okay, we know the Bucs defense is going to be good and all that. But that's like, well, let me go read up on some of the conversations from the Jets social media platforms about their team, specifically what I heard about the Bucs D-line. Let me listen to what they say about the Jets O-line. Not good, not a lot of good about the Jets O-line. So it's the Jets O-line struggling if you watch Hard Knocks, and it's also the Bucs D-line showing everybody, hey, we got something to prove. The Bucs playing with a chip on their shoulders. Now, the Jets will be good offensively, skill-wise. Skill-wise, they gonna be a lot better offensively, despite the fact the struggles at O-line. If Breece Hall come back, they got Dalvin Cook, and they got other running backs too. They got about 4 or 5 running backs. The Bucs can use one of them, by the way. Hey, Jets, Robert Saleh, cut one of those running backs. Can we get one? Because they pretty deep in the Jets running back group. Receiver-wise, they're going to be decent there. Tight ends, they're gonna be decent there. Quarterback, of course, is upgrade. And their defense. Here's the funny thing about the Jets. When you think about it, the Jets, if you look at the Bucs and the Jets, they're very similar. Very, 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 very strong defenses. Both defenses top 10. Jets probably got a top 5 defense. Bucs got a top 10 defense. The difference between the Jets and the Bucs is very, very clear. Quarterback and D-line. And that's and Bucs D-line, okay, we get it. But we ain't got no Quentin Williams. Have you seen Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson at Jets practice? Carl Lawson, Michael Clemens, the Bucs, the Bucs D-line is gonna be solid, right? Hopefully, right? But the Jets D-line, based on last season, going into this season, they're even better. Quentin Williams is unblockable. Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson, they spinning around all over the place. Michael Clemens and John Franklin Myers and Carl Lawson, they deep. They deep. So the Bucs D-line, hopefully they solid, but I do know what the Jets defense is like that, and the Bucs defense is like that. So it doesn't surprise me that both defenses played pretty decent for the majority of the day. But when you go around the league and you go around these NFL circles and we're talking about defenses and all that, the Bucs and Jets do come up. Even when they talk about D-lines, the Jets D-line come up quite often. Not the Bucs D-line don't come up. The Bucs D-line don't come up at all in those conversations. Now the Bucs defense as a whole, they do come up, right? But when they start talking about the D-lines, and I was in those conversations and listening and reading some of the comments and all that, and on Twitter and all these and YouTube, when they talk about D-lines, Jets D-line always mentioned in the top 5, 10. I'm talking about from number 1 D-lineman all the way to number 8. The Jets D-line is really like that. It's funny because the Bucs did some good things, but it's funny that you heard a lot about Trey Palmer. You heard about the Cal Trash 60-yard throw. You heard about the Bucs D-line getting pressure and all that. But what else did you hear about the Bucs in the joint practice? That was like, yeah. I didn't hear a lot about Baker Mayfield and Cal Trask outside of that 60-yard throw. I didn't hear a lot about Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I heard Trey Palmer being MVP. So what about Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Baker Mayfield and Cal Trask outside of that 60-yard throw? What outside of the Bucs D-line? Because I saw some tape. Carlton Davis had some major issues with Garrett Wilson. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to make this clear. Last year, I talked about that. I don't think I talked about it on the channel, but I was talking about this maybe to myself, whatever. And I think I said it on the channel. I like Garrett Wilson better than every receiver in the draft. I liked him over Chris Olave. Smooth. And come to fruition, what I said about Garrett Wilson last year, I liked him. And my point looks very well about Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, he had Carlton Davis. He put him in the spin cycle. Man, Carlton Davis, oh my gosh, bruh. Why are you looking like that against a second-year receiver, bruh? Did y'all see the tape? Did you see any tape on Jamel Dean looking like that? There was one, it wasn't the bomb it wasn't a 35, 40-yard throw that Aaron Rodgers made. It was one play off the line. He had Carlton Davis lost, spinning around. You can hear the crowd saying, oh, I'm looking at Carlton Davis like this. If this was a TV show, I would break the third wall, the fourth wall. You know, when a cartoon episode is going on or a TV show and they talking and they in character and then they turn to the camera and they look at the camera in the audience and be like, "You don't think I can see you?" Remember that? I think it's the fourth wall, right? Breaking the fourth wall. If this was a TV show and I was talking, I would literally look at the camera and look at y'all and be like, did you see Carlton Davis? Did you see Carlton Davis against a second-year receiver? You are a veteran. You should know what to do out there. And Garrett Wilson got you spinning around looking crazy, catching bombs on you and everything. Couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle Garrett Wilson. You trying to cover the number one guy? Now, Carlton Davis will make some good plays. Don't get me wrong. Then he'll make some, like, oh, he gave up a third down. He gave up a touchdown. He grabbed it penalty. Can't get. He dropped the interception again today. Had an interception today and dropped it. It was a pass breakup. Once again, he known for pass breakups, but he can't get interceptions. That boy got hands of bricks. His hands made of bricks. Somebody get him some vibranium gloves to soften the impact. Because you know with vibranium, if it hits the ground, you don't take the impact. It absorbs force. But when I saw them clips with Carlton Davis, I was like, oh Lord, Jesus. I don't want him covering the number of receivers. I don't want him covering Amar St. Brown. I don't want him covering Justin Jefferson this year. These young guys is hungry. If you can't keep up, bro, Jamel Dean, paging Jamel Dean. I trust Jamel Dean more on Garrett Wilson, Justin Jefferson, Amar St. Brown, Calvin Ridley, Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuels, George Kittle. I trust Jamel Dean on those guys. I don't. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Give me Jamel Dean on those guys. I don't want to see Carlton Davis getting cooked like that. The grip boost. Destroyed. He was out there getting destroyed. Like, yo, fam, what? This is why you don't get ranked in the top 10, 15 cornerbacks, Carlton Davis. This is why. This is why Jamel Dean has ascended higher than you. Man, I just can't get over those videos. I'm like, that one video as a receiver myself. Off the line, he had Carlton Davis looking like Goof Troop. Goof Troop out. Spinning around, looking great. You could hit a crowd like, ooh. Oh, when you hit a crowd do that, they be like, God. I was like, I had to replay the video multiple times. Like, did I just see what I just saw? Does that make sense? Somebody get him. You're number 2 cornerback, Carlton Davis. You lucky we ain't got another cornerback that's like decent. Because you'll be number 3. Talking all that noise and grave diggers and all this. D up and be consistent. And you want to be a top cornerback. This is why I got those young guys over Carlton Davis. J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain Jr., Derek Stingley Jr., Sauce Gardner. Give me Trey, Tariq Woodland. Give me those guys over Carlton Davis any day. 10 times out of 10. You had to pick. If I had those guys all lined up and I had to pick and put them in order, I will not take Carlton Davis over none of those guys. AJ Terrell, Marshawn Lattimore. No. Trayvon Diggs. Nope. Jaire Alexander. Stephon Gilmore. I'm not taking Carlton Davis on a lot of. I'm not taking Carlton Davis over a lot of cornerbacks. Ton of them, and they're all younger than him too, except for a couple of them. I will still take Xavier Howard over Carlton Davis. Marlon Humphrey. The Moore dude from the Indianapolis Colts, the Moore dude. Mills from the Patriots. Asante Samuel Jr. Give me him. Bradbury. Darius Slade. Look, I'm naming so many cornerbacks. I'm taking over Carlton Davis. Not even. I'm talking about. It's not like, oh, it's a close call. No, not even close. Tyson Campbell. Give me him. Jalen Ramsey. I'm taking all these guys over Carlton Davis. I'm just like, come on, bro. Now, if you put Jamel Dean up there, I'm like, well, I still take Jamel Dean. Well, give me Jamel Dean. Carlton Davis, I just gave y'all damn near 20 cornerbacks already. I gave you 20 cornerbacks pretty much. But I'm taking over Carlton Davis. Not even close. Not even a thought process. Not even like, well, nope. I'm disappointed in Carlton Davis, man. I did not want to see that. I'm already kind of like, oh, okay, Carlton, you good, but you're making Jamel Dean look bad. When I say top cornerback duos, I include the Bucs in the top, 12, 15. But when I see Carlton Davis do this stuff, I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm taking DJ Reed. Even did you hear about those rookies from this draft class? The rookie from Mississippi State, what's his name? The skinny guy. The rookie from Mississippi State that's played for the Commanders. He D'ing up. Sick of this. Sick of it. Carlton Davis, get your together. I want you to get on Dean level. Get on Jamel Dean level. Sick of it. Yeah, Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes. He already doing good. Weatherspoon, the rookie, the Weatherspoon kid. Devin Weatherspoon. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Like, Carlton Davis, every year a cornerback comes in and pushes you down further and further. Every year, these young cornerbacks coming in looking better than Carlton Davis. Why? Why is Jamel Dean going up and Carlton Davis is kind of like peaked? To me, Carlton Davis has peaked. He's an average at best cornerback. He think he more than what he really is, and he really not that dude. He's look, I'd rather have a really good cornerback and an average cornerback than a really good cornerback and a terrible cornerback. The Bucs are not in a bad situation. The Bucs have a really good cornerback and an average cornerback. I just gave y'all, 25 cornerbacks? Christian Gonzalez. Yeah, Christian Gonzalez looking good in New England. I named damn near 25 cornerbacks before you even get to Carlton Davis' name. Jesus. Carlton Davis, man, get it together, man. Get it together, man. But yeah. And some of those plays, when I see him against Garrett Wilson, I was like, man, he getting burned. He almost got this Richard Sherman vibe to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not saying like his skill level. I'm just talking about, I want to move him. Maybe safety. Yeah, you feel me? Like, I'm just saying. You know what's so crazy? That 60-yard bomb, it was the last play it was the final play of the last full team drills. Trey Palmer, 60-yard bomb. But I'm surprised. Where are the details? I need more details. They keep talking about the 60-yard bomb, but what about the other stuff? about the other stuff? How did the quarterbacks really look? Outside of the 60-yard throw, what did Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask do? Yeah, Carlton Davis played. He played. Look, I said this. Carlton Davis not a bad cornerback. He just had these terrible lapses, man, and bad moments. He's not a bad cornerback. I just, for what he talks about and how he talking about, he don't play like that. He don't. No, because he still give up. Did you watch last year? He still give up catches. 17 games. Still give up catches. In key moments, in big moments. Oh, see, now here's the details. Now, this is why I tried to tell y'all. So reading on one of the Jets websites, jetspress.com, the jetspress.com. So I'm gonna break this down for y'all. The Jets offensive line has been the talk of the summer for all the wrong reasons. And I'm quoting this, right? I didn't write this. I'm just reading this. Their poor performance carried over the team's joint practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Wednesday. It was bad, really bad. The Jets' first team offense struggled to get anything going for pretty much the entirety of the day. Aaron Rodgers was left running for his life and was sacked a total of 6 times throughout the afternoon. 6 in 10 snaps, right? Six times in 10 snaps, offensive plays. The Jets were without both starting guards. See, that's what I try to tell y'all. Pay attention. Both starting guards were not playing. Elijah Vera Tucker and Lakeland Tomlinson. Vera Tucker was nursing an ankle injury. Tomlinson is dealing with a minor leg injury. And also the team does not have starting left tackle Dwayne Brown just yet. So 3 starters were not playing today in the joint practice. Always have context. This is why I don't like just reading surface level stuff. Even when I'm studying, I like to go a little bit in depth. Always, when you hear something like this, you always do a little bit more research. See what is there anything up to that is not being mentioned. And oh, by the way, 3 Jets O-linemen starters were not out there at joint practice. So the Bucs looked very well in the Jets missing 3 starting O-linemen. So, not taking nothing away from the Bucs, they did what they had to do. I would have liked to see. I wish those 3 guys would have been playing. We could have got a better idea of where the Bucs D line is at. So it's still kind of like in the mixed signals. Mixed signals. 3 starters were not playing. Shout out to the Bucs D line though. They did what they had to do. There was one play I seen Joe Trey on. He got back there, but I think he overran the play. He was like it should have been a sack, but he kind of like he was overly aggressive. It was one of those videos I saw. It was a pass I think it was a pass to Garrett Wilson. He was there, but he was like too much. Right. So when you read these reports about joint practice, you hear about the 60-yard throw, you hear about the Jets O-line, you hear about the Bucs getting all these sacks, and you hear about Trey Palmer, but you hear nothing about Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask like that. Luke Gedeke, Cody Mulch pancaked Solomon Thomas. You didn't hear nothing about Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Like, what's going on here? I'm reading this. I'm going through a bunch of sites. I'm trying to figure out what else happened. I hear about the fights. I hear about Russell Gage's injury. So the Jets starting five in order from left to right consists of Max Mitchell, Joe Tipman, Connor McGovern, Wesley Switchnicer, and Billy Turner. That was the Jets starting O-lineman today at joint practice. That is not even close to the starting five for the Jets come week one. Mitchell and Turner were predictable and primary culprits of constant pressure Rodgers felt. Bucs pass rushers Shaquille Barrett and Joe Tryon made life difficult for the Jets' two tackles. So it was backup tackles. See, always add context. The Bucs D-line did good, but here's some context, folks. The Jets didn't run any long developing plays with their first team offense on Wednesday because they just couldn't. 3 starters was not playing. Just giving y'all some context, folks. Giving y'all some context. I'm still trying to figure out what else about the joint practice. They ain't talk about nothing much else, you know. Did anybody else hear? Did anybody else hear anything else? It was some Bucs media there. Anyway, so I'm still trying to find some more information on the joint practice because it ain't much to really talk about, to be honest with you. I'm trying to find out. Anyway, yeah. It's nothing else. They didn't say anything else, man. They talk about the fights. But now the reports are saying Baker Mayfield is Baker Mayfield's job. It's Baker Mayfield's job. It's Baker Mayfield's job. Well, announce it then. I want to hear from Todd Bowles. I want to hear Todd Bowles announce a starting quarterback. I mean, after this game, after this weekend's preseason game, enough is enough. Make the announcement, man. Every team in the NFL got a starting quarterback except for the Bucs. They know who they starter going to be, except for the Bucs. What are you waiting on? After this game, this weekend, announce your starter. Every team in the NFL, even the Cardinals, Even the Cardinals pretty much know who they thought they're going to be. Colt McCoy. Come on. Announce the starter after this game against the Jets. I'm sick of because it's a distraction. It's just annoying to hear this every day. Oh, Baker Mayfield starting. Okay, well, announce it then. Announce it. Announce it. Even the Commanders with Sam Howell. I'm just saying, man. It's getting ridiculous. Anything. Anybody got anything else you want me to talk about? There's some rookies around the NFL doing pretty good in other positions too. I heard Jermaine Johnson and I heard Will McDonald beat Tristan Wirfs on a spin move. The Commanders trying to hype himself up with Sam Howell. Anthony Richards was named starter. CJ Stroud starting. Bryce Young starting. Sam Howell. Washington Commanders got some good weapons too. Anybody else? What else do you want me to talk about? We could, as far as bringing any, we're not going to make any major splashes. Because remember the roster goes from 90 to 53, like boom. There's going to be so many available players, so many decent players that just can't make the team because of numbers. Can the Bucs get one of those guys? I don't know. They don't have a lot of money. They're not going to get a high-end veteran. How about that? They're not going to get a high-end veteran. Oh, Dorian Thompson? Oh, he's looking good. I think he's going to be the backup. Hey, I know the Cleveland Browns probably like, man, we got a guy right here, young. But you gave Deshaun Watson all that money, guaranteed to what? 250, guaranteed, 256, something like that. But there's gonna be a lot of good guys available. Because think about this, folks. The roster cuts go from 90 to 53. So you know how many teams are going to be scattering, putting in claims for guys and all that, making phone calls. And I know one thing: Jason Light and his minions better be ready. There's gonna be some guys available, specifically at right tackle. Hint, hint. I'm just saying. The kicker, they saying Chase McLaughlin, he probably gonna win the job. I mean, Blankenship is making his kicks, but you know, Chase doing his thing. I met Blankenship. He signed my towel. He signed my flag too. So cool guy, man. But right now, Chase seems like he in the lead right now. Punt returns, I want Trey Palmer on kick return, punt return, and on offense. You got to get him on the field, man, because you know he's not starting over Godwin and Evans, barring injuries. But I need Trey Palmer to get kickoff return, punt return, and that third receiver spot. I need him getting touches everywhere. Jet sweeps, reverses. Just give him the ball in multiple ways. Don't be look. I'm gonna take a stab at this. Can you give me the over under on Trey Palmer's touchdown totals this season? Is he gonna give you 5 or more or 5 or less? 5 or more. Yeah, outside linebacker, man. I mean, it's gonna be tough. No explanation on that. The Jets canceled it. I don't get it. I really wanted to see the second day, man. I really did. My take on the offensive tackle position. We need one. We need a right tackle. We need a right tackle. I'm done with Lou. I mean, I'm not saying I'm done with Lou Gedeke, but I don't have no confidence in him. I have zero confidence. Zero confidence. Zero confidence in y'all and Lou Gedeke to sustain a 17-game season. A short arm right tackle who had problems at guard. Now he's at right tackle. He had major problems at guard. You think he's gonna be elite at right tackle? Here's the thing about it. You need 3 good linemen to be, a solid O-line. You need 3. Right now, the Bucs got 1. 1 elite O-lineman. And the rest, including Ryan Jensen, major question marks. The Bucs got a long way to go. Cody Mulch, question mark. Luke Gedeke, major question mark. Matt Freer, nobody talking about him. And Ryan Jensen, is he going to play? Robert Haseley, light in the butt. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough at O-line for the Bucs this season. It's going to be rough. Believe me if y'all want to. Y'all don't believe me, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. The Bucs O-line going outside of Tristan Wirfs is going to be rough. It's going to be rough. The Bucs O-line situation is going to be one of the going into the season. I don't have a lot of faith in the O-line, man. You think the Jets O-line was bad? And they were missing 3 starters. We got our starters out there playing in the third quarter. Matter of fact, do y'all think Luke Gedeke and Cody Mulch going to be out there third quarter this weekend against the Jets? The Jets got a deep D-line. I'm very curious to see Cody Mulch and Luke Gedeke against Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson and John Franklin Myers and Michael Clemens and Carl Lawson. Man, it ain't gonna be looking good out there. I'm telling you, I'm gonna try to go live for that game, for the preseason game this weekend. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be like, man, oh man. I'm gonna be specifically watching that right side. I mean, Robert Haseley, he is who he is. He's a light in the butt center that gets pushed around. Yeah, Luke Gedeke needs to take all the snaps. I don't want to see Luke. I want to see Luke Gedeke play 100% of the snaps at right tackle. He needs all the work. You're right, Bassmaster. He needs all the work. He needs it. He needs all the work. What? He was forced to play? Are you serious? Payday 39? You mean to tell me Ian Beckles said Ryan Jensen was forced to play? Let me pull up the article. Let me read this. Ian Beckles, Ryan Jensen. Are you serious? I got to read this to y'all, man. Where did you see this at? Payday 39? What? When did he say this? I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's YouTube podcast. Oh man, oh man. What a shame. What a shame. If that's true, what a shame. I'm gonna watch it. Can't believe he played that game, man. I'm gonna go watch the game again. And it was just I don't know why he played, man. Should have never a major knee injury should have never played. Todd Bowles says he don't know when Ryan Jensen's going to play next. It is a giant red flag, though. He hasn't practiced no full contact work this summer. Bruh, we in trouble. Todd Bowles says, when they asked him when is Ryan Jensen going to come back, Todd Bowles said, quote, "It's a good question. I don't know, honestly," Bowles replied. This is from JoeBuckFan.com. I just go with what the doctors and trainers tell me, and I go by how he's feeling. Work on the progress. Some days are good. Some days are not as good. I'll just wait for the answer and kind of go from there. What? Some days are good. Some days are not. What in the world is going on with Ryan Jensen's knee? What is Ryan Jensen holding on to? Jensen. What is Ryan Jensen holding on to? Is he done? If he's done, he's done. Just say it, bro. I know your pride is showing you, but bro, your knee is finished. Finito. Because you got Hainsley and Nick Leverett playing center. It's a reason why, folks. I think they're trying to. It's like the Bucs are trying to brace for the inevitable. We're just waiting on Ryan Jensen to come out and say it. No full contact all summer long. No 7-on-7, no 11-on-11. Hasn't practiced yet. Some days are good, some days are bad, and they got Nick Leverett and Robert Hainsley playing center. And we watched Robert Hainsley play center all that season. He was a starting center for 17 games with a running attack ranked 32nd in the NFL. So you mean to tell me we're going to trot out a line with Matt Freer, Robert Hainsley at center, Matt Freer at left guard, Cody Marsh, rookie at right guard, and Luke Gedeke at right tackle. And the Bucs running game is supposed to be improved in Dave Canales' offense with that terrible line with one All-Pro. This Ryan Jensen situation is worse than what we thought it was. And I never put a lot of stock into like, oh, he's going to play. I never did, folks. I was saying it all last year. Every time y'all brought it up, I was like, oh. And he played that Dallas game. I said he shouldn't have played. He shouldn't. Pointless. Sad too, man. Sad to hear the Ryan Jensen situation. And Ryan Jensen, Robert Haynes is not good at run blocking. He gets pushed around too much. Go watch Keanu Benton, the rookie from Wisconsin, push around Ryan Jensen 4 times. Easily. That O-line gonna be it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, folks. I'm telling you that right now. That O-line gonna be rough, man. Especially against competent D-lines. It's gonna be rough. Oh, Dave Canales in the offense. Oh, he made Geno Smith look good. I don't care. O-line problems. The Ryan Jensen situation is mysterious. I think they know what's going on. They don't want to tell nobody. Because Ryan Jensen is doing the same thing. Ryan Jensen is doing the same thing. Him and his team, they're doing the same thing that he did all last season. I'm going to play. I'm going to come back. I might play. I'm going to come back. Your knee is done. O-line's a mess. I know one thing. If Ryan Jensen comes back, folks, he will not be the same at 32. He will not be the same. 32 years old, over 300 pounds. 6'3", 6'4", 330 pounds, center. Got to bend your knees. When you have a foot injury or a knee injury and you're a big man, it's never good, especially football. This O-line will be a problem, folks. I hope y'all brace yourself. I hope y'all bracing yourself for impact. Brace for impact. Brace for impact. He should have did the surgery. Man, we watched Ryan Jensen get ragdoll all last season. I mean, not Ryan. Robert Hainsley get ragdoll. The Bucs couldn't block, couldn't run block, couldn't do a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, 4th. Couldn't do that to save their life. Don't tell me the Bucs dropped the ball again. Look, it was almost like the Bucs had no choice. They either go D-line heavy or O-line heavy, and they went 2 defensive linemen and they went 1 O-lineman. So I got a feeling next year the Bucs gonna go 2 O-linemen next year, specifically a tackle and another guard. We're gonna keep drafting guards till we get one for a center. Y'all talk about the offense finna be much improved. How? Based on what? Oh, because you didn't like Byron Leftwich. Oh, you gonna wish it's gonna be some points that you wish you had Byron Leftwich. I guarantee you that. Watch. You're going to see the gap between the Bucs and the 49ers and the Eagles and the Bills. You're going to see the gap. It's a big gap. It's a big gap. You're right. Exclusive guard. The biggest need for the team was O-line. It was. O-line was terrible last year. Terrible. The depth was terrible. The Bucs, here's the thing. Under Byron Leftwich, the Bucs running game never been good. Passing was good. But the Bucs O-line gonna be a major problem. The Bucs might be drafting O-lineman next year in the first and second round, first and third round again. I think the Bucs might flip it. And I know the Bucs. And you're right, Brent. To be honest with you, as this season play out, if it plays out the way I think it's gonna play out with the O-line, you gotta get the O-line right, bro. You gotta get the O-line right. First round, third round, O-line. You got to. You gotta get it right. You got to, man. Because if you go get Grayson McCall, Michael Penix, which is fine, I'm okay with that. We need a franchise quarterback. I get it. Michael Penix, Tampa guy. Grayson McCall, I like him. Quentin Ewers. A few other quarterbacks out there, deep class. But man, if this O-line play out like I think it's gonna play out, it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. Here's the funny thing about it. Ryan Jensen is a top 5 paid center at 32 years old. Shaq Barrett is getting $21 million this season. ACL injuries takes about 2 years to recover. So we really won't get the full Shaq Barrett until 2024. The first year off of ACL injuries, it's always a rehab year, like get back year, get back right. I hope the Bucs run game do good, but man, oh man. What do y'all think? Y'all think Ryan Jensen played his last snap against the Cowboys in the playoff game? Do you think that was his last snap? What y'all think about Ryan Jensen? Y'all think he's gonna play again? And if he does, how well you think he's gonna play? I mean, it's kind of hard to not practice the entire training camp and then all of a sudden week 1 you're out there. If we can't run block, the Bucs are finito. He's done. But anyway, I think I'm done talking about what happened today. We covered everything. We covered the Bucs joint practice with the Jets. We covered Gage injury. We covered Trey Day, and we covered some other stuff. We talked about Ryan Jensen. We talked about just Bucs in general. 2 days in a row. So when we don't get a second day of joint practice against the Jets to talk about because the Jets decided to cancel it, and they ain't tell us why. They haven't told us why. Anyway, shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining another live stream of Bucko's Locker Room Talk with your host, Bucko's Locker, aka Isaiah. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos, And don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos that's posted on the channel. With that being said, fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flags. Hashtag, what do we do for the O-line? What's going on? Hashtag, what's next? Hashtag life after Brady. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag, what did your eyes tell you? Hashtag probability versus possibility. Hashtag reality versus optimism. Hashtag why? Hashtag what is this? What are we doing, Ryan Jensen and Luke Getty? What are we doing with them? What are we doing? Hashtag O-line is going to be a problem. Hashtag pick a starter. Hashtag don't get mad at me. I'll see y'all soon with more Bucs news. Join the locker room. I'm out.